Okay. Holiday weekend. Holiday games. Did we have some good games? Yeah, we had some good ones. Saturday. Pretty entertaining ones. Had a pretty good Sunday, up until about 3 o'clock. And yeah, we're not going to talk about the rest of Sunday because that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. But it's in the past. It's in the past now. Doesn't matter. Meaningless game. But let's get right into week 16. Let's go. So we had Thursday night, Jaguars and the Jets. And this was a pretty boring game. Pretty boring. Didn't really have a lot of interest in this game to begin with. I knew the Jaguars were going to get the dub. But this game was just a disaster for the Jets. They didn't know who to put, the offense wasn't doing anything productive. And they let Evan Ingram ball out. This Jets defense did not contain the Jaguars in any way. It was really a one-sided game. Very not entertaining, and just a embarrassment for the Jets. This was a really bad game. They made Evan Ingram look like a beast. If you make Evan Ingram look like a beast, you kind of deserve to lose. So Zach Wilson did get the start. Didn't finish. Whoever Chris Streveler was. He looked pretty efficient though. I mean, he has no arm talent, but he's a tough quarterback. He's like a big body and just a tough quarterback. I was actually really impressed with his running capabilities, but I mean, he was just very strange throwing the football. Seems like he has no velocity on his passes. But, I mean, this was just a one-sided game all the way around, all three phases. Stats just kind of speak for themselves. 9 more possession. I mean, you only got into field goal range. I mean, pretty bad. Pretty boring game. Not a lot of people. I actually fell asleep watching that game, not gonna lie. Woke up, didn't miss anything. So, this game just kind of proves how horrible the Browns are. The fact that Deshaun Watson is getting his entire contract guaranteed, and he's playing this horrible. To be fair, the Browns have no weapons on the offensive side, except for, the running backs. But how is Jacoby Brissett scoring touchdowns more efficiently than Deshaun Watson is? Oh, he's been off for a year and a half. So, the Browns whiffed on Deshaun Watson. It's like he almost doesn't even want to be there, and he doesn't know what to do. It's a very strange situation with the quarterback room over there. But, they got to figure out something because, I mean, you gave him a fully guaranteed contract. You got to figure out what to do with him. and time's ticking. As you can see here, pretty balanced stats. Cleveland did do a pretty decent job in the run game. I just cannot believe that they let Andy Dalton. I mean, this is just a really bad football team. Like the defense, I'm really surprised that the Browns defense is playing this horrible against the Saints offensive line. I mean, just a very poor game by the Browns, and a very surprising win for the Saints. I picked the Falcons to win, man. I really did. The fact that the Falcons starters are worse than the Ravens backups is just hilarious. You score 3 field goals against an injured Ravens team. Oh man, that is just... I cannot believe they lost. Like, you can't lose to the Ravens. They don't have Lamar. They don't have any starters, and you're gonna lose. Just a huge L. A huge L for the Falcons. Falcons fans, I would be extremely mad with my team. You gave up 184 yards rushing. You basically knew they were going to run the ball. And just a really bad game. A really bad game. Ravens, somehow keeping their playoff hopes alive. But yeah. This game was going down to the wire. The Bengals stole this game. They really did. I don't know how to say his name. They were all the way down at like the 10 or 15 yard line. And he fumbles the ball. Just straight up fumbles it. Really loses the game basically for the Patriots there. But huge defensive play by the Bengals to knock the ball out right there at the inside of the 15 yard line or whatever he was at. Look, this game looked like the Patriots were going to steal it. And then that's horrible back-to-back losses for the Patriots. Just costly, very costly. This game should not have been as close as it was, though. The Bengals should have easily blew this team out. It should not have gotten down to a lucky defensive play to win the game. So, they kind of snuck that win in, but Bengals got to do a lot better than that. So, I don't think anyone had the Bears winning this game. Josh Allen has been playing really bad. Like, he's playing really good, but he's like he's turning the ball over every single game. You can't do that in the playoffs, especially in the AFC. You can't do that. He needs to be smarter with the football. Really stupid interceptions. Justin Fields, I think his starting wide receiver has never even played in he's had less than 50 snaps or something like that. So it was basically Justin Fields against the entire Bills team. So yeah, that didn't go too good, as you can imagine. But Like I said, no one probably had the Bears winning this game. It makes no sense on paper that the Bears win this game. Not a lot to talk about that game. I mean, it's just a bunch of injured players for the Bears versus a healthy Bills team. Now, this was probably the best game on Saturday, in my opinion. This game was close. Came down to the wire, back and forth. Really bad plays by the Vikings defense. Giants just taking advantage, making big plays, keeping the game close, and almost just kind of stealing this win. TJ Hawkinson had a really good game, caught some huge catches. Isaiah Hodgins was smoking Patrick Peterson. I think Patrick Peterson ended up getting a pick at the end, but it was a pretty bad throw. As you can see here by the stats, I mean, it was close. Just all the way around. Both defensive fronts were kind of getting to the quarterback in this game, putting some pressure on. Did Saquon have a good game? I can't really remember. It was alright. He had a good average, a touchdown, but needs to be at least above 120. I don't know. This game was really close. It was a very entertaining game. I kind of wanted it to go to overtime, so I was kind of rooting that the Vikings kicker was going to miss that last kick, but it is what it is. They got the dub. Kind of wanted to see what that was going to be like in overtime, who was going to make some bigger plays. I didn't want the game to end, but Vikings came out with the dub on that one. Next is the most impossible team to predict. I don't know what to do with the Panthers, man. Panthers lose to the Steelers. They beat the Lions. It makes no sense. You know, they can't. They put up like 16 points on the Steelers, and they put up 37 on the Lions. To be fair, a lot of teams have scored a lot of points on the Lions, but I mean, it's the Panthers, man. I don't understand what they're doing. They play an amazing game, and then the next game, it makes them look like they're the worst team in the NFL. This game, the Panthers were just running all over the Lions. I want to show y'all, because I don't really know the names of the Panther running backs except for Foreman. So Deontay Foreman had 165 yards, 8 yards a carry. Chris Hubbard had 12 for 125, 10 yards a carry. I mean, 290 rushing yards. Like what? Just from two running backs. That is a lot of rushing yards. And, I mean, they just couldn't stop it. They could not stop the run. 33 rushing yards. 33 rushes on like a 8.5, almost a 9 yards per carry. They were just running it and running it and running it, and they just couldn't stop them. DeAndre Swift, 12 yards? How do you get 12 yards? But as you can see here, it's pretty one-sided. I mean, the Panthers were dominating. Big loss for the Lions. You know, it's really weird with the Panthers, man. They have games like this where it's like, dang, almost 300 yards rushing. These dudes are elite. And then they just turn around and then they flop next week. It's a very, very strange team. Huge win for the Panthers to kind of keep their playoff hopes alive. But, yeah, Lions, that's a tough loss. A tough loss. Seahawks and the Chiefs. I mean, had the Chiefs easily winning this game. It wasn't a super easy dub, but, moderately easy. I mean, I didn't watch this game. Didn't watch any highlights. I don't like either of these teams, but just kind of basing it off the stats. It's just the fact that the Chiefs they're just a better team. Better scheme. I mean, they just had no chance. They really didn't have a chance. Talking about the Seahawks. Chiefs are at home. I saw a couple of highlights on this game, and some of those plays where they were scoring touchdowns were just very smooth. And, I mean, Andy Reid just makes it look easy. Texans and the Titans. Had the Titans winning this game, man. I didn't know Ryan Tannehill was going to be hurt. If I would have known that, I would have picked the Texans to win. I didn't even know Ryan Tannehill has kind of been, banged up. But, Malik Willis, he had that one godly preseason game and everyone swore he was going to be like that dude. Well, that dude has a 34 passer rating with 2 picks and not even 100 yards. So they contained Derrick Henry in the second half. First half, I think he had like almost, probably 60 something yards. They didn't do better. Or I guess they technically did a little bit better, but they had to really load up the box to contain Derrick Henry, because if they didn't, he would have single-handedly won the game. But huge win for the Texans, huge L for the Titans. Malik Willis ain't it. But Texans just kind of stole that win from the Titans, in my opinion. But if Ryan Tannehill plays, I think they still lose that game. So those are all the 12 o'clock games for Saturday. With the Sunday games, with the Saturday afternoon games, there was only 3. This was one of them. So I see here that they actually had Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz play. They must have benched Taylor Heineke sometime in the second half. Carson Wentz came in and threw a touchdown with like 100 yards. So I'm not really sure who they're going to do at quarterback this week. But, the 49ers, man, very efficient. George Kittle took over this game, scored 1 every 3 times he touched the football. The man balled out. Just balled out. You can kind of see here, Washington was just not getting anything efficiently. 6 punts. Only, can't have that. You can't have the 49ers winning and you have almost 8, or you have like 7 extra minutes of possession time and you lose by more than double digits. Like a 3-score game. That's unacceptable. Huge win for the 49ers, keeping their, playoff hopes up there. So this game It looked like it was about to be a huge upset. Eagles came out guns blazing, making plays left and right. And then they disappeared in the second half. Gardner Minshew, 2 really bad picks. If he doesn't throw those picks, they might win the game. If Jalen Hurts played today, or they played on Saturday, I mean, Eagles win this easily. Cowboys kind of snuck this game in. Dak Prescott had a really bad pick, but was putting some efficient drives going in. CeeDee Lamb balled out as well. I believe this is the first game with T.Y. Hilton. He made a huge play, but Cowboys got lucky, man. They got lucky. Jalen Hurts, if he plays this game, that changes all the dynamics because Gardner Minshew wasn't really running. Jalen Hurts, he runs. He's going to, make you kind of flinch, think twice, and then bring out the play action. Opens up the rest of the offense. That just didn't happen with the other, it just didn't happen with Gardner Minshew in there. So I had the Raiders win in this game as well. I mean, Derek Carr is a joke. I mean, you throw 3 picks against the Steelers. And the run game was just not there. This offensive line for the Raiders is just trash. I don't know why. Usually they're pretty good. I don't even know. This was a really bad game for the Raiders. Huge steal for the Steelers, but I don't even know. It was a really stupid game. A bad loss for the Raiders. Really bad. So let's get on to these here Sunday games. First game, we had the Packers and the Dolphins. Didn't really watch the very beginning, but this game looked like it was going to be just a shootout. The second half, pretty stale. But the Packers literally just made plays, down the fourth. That's all you can ask them to do. Huge L for the Dolphins, by the way. I mean, just a pathetic game. Tua had back-to-back picks. I mean, you can't do that. You got to protect the football. That's what really this game came down to, was those 3 picks. But, I mean, they're dominating. Those picks were just really, really bad. Keeping the playoffs hope alive for the Packers, but yeah. So we have Sunday night. With the Buccaneers and the Cardinals. This game was so freaking boring. I stopped watching it after the third quarter, and of course, fourth quarter gets really close and then goes to overtime. I mean, the Buccaneers should have easily won this game, and the fact that this game had to go to overtime makes the Bucs look really bad. But I mean, the possession time, more efficient on third downs. Pretty close game, It just came down to the end. But shout out to Tracy McSorley, he almost kind of pulled off the impossible. Next, we're going to go to Monday night, where we have the Colts and the Chargers. Didn't watch this game. Didn't want to watch the game because I knew how this game was going to turn out. Didn't know Nick Foles was going to be the starter, but if I did, I would have confirmed that this was going to be the outcome. 20-3. I mean, you score one time in the second quarter, and that's it. And you can't look at Justin Herbert and say that he had an amazing game. You can't look at Austin Eckler and say that he had an amazing game. It's just the fact... Keenan Allen had a good game. It's the fact that the Colts are just so bad and so just inefficient that it made the Chargers just look decent and really good. But very strange game. Can't believe only 3 points were scored against the Chargers. That's a little crazy to me. Whoops. What's going on? What did I do? Okay. What did I do? Okay. Next we have the Broncos and the Rams, man. This was one of the worst games I've ever seen. Russell Wilson played horrible. The offensive line, we need about 8 offensive linemen on the field at one time to protect Russell Wilson. He has no time to do anything. The offensive linemen get pushed back at least 3 or 4 yards, so Russell Wilson has to get back an extra 3 or 4 yards when that happens. So if he were to get sacked, it's a huge loss for yards. Every sack we're getting 9 yards of loss. And it's just so infuriating. I mean, we had players fighting each other on the sideline. Nickelodeon, Patrick was roasting us. I mean, this was a horrible game to watch, let alone on Christmas. You know what I mean? It was painful. It was really painful to watch. Everyone making fun of us during the game, after the game. You know, me being depressed watching the game. It was just a mix of emotions that were just really pathetic, and I was embarrassed. Like, I got secondhand embarrassment from, watching this game. We couldn't get the run game going. Jerry Jeudy, I mean, he needs to be wide receiver 1. Courtland Sutton, I don't know why Russell Wilson is forcing every difficult pass to Courtland Sutton. It makes no sense. He did that 2 times. Both times got picked off. He threw a really bad pass in the end zone that got picked off by Jalen Ramsey. Just poor decision making. This is the first time the defense was just playing horrible. So the offense was just turning the ball over, not scoring points. Defense was playing bad, so they were getting scored on. I mean, this was just a mix of every possible outcome. This was one of the worst losses I've seen the Broncos take. And this was the largest Bronco defeat since like 2010. So this was a really bad game. I'm glad they saved it for me on Christmas. But I have no words. Pure disappointment. But we did fire Nathaniel Hackett and a lot of coaches. So, the offseason starts now for the Broncos. We're last in power rankings. We're listed as the worst team in the league. That's really, really bad. But, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? I don't even want to talk about the game. We made Baker Mayfield look like a god. So, Tyler Higbee, I mean, he was doing whatever he wanted at any given time. We couldn't stop the run. It was just a mix of everything that could possibly go wrong in a football game and just put it there. It was really bad. Really, really bad. I mean, look at the possession time. 13 more minutes. I mean, that's pathetic. They didn't even punt the football. They had 8 offensive drives and literally got every single one of them with points. It was just a embarrassment. I felt sick to my stomach. It was just one of the worst games I've seen the Broncos play in a long, long time. next, we're going to go to Week 17. Starting the week off, we have the Cowboys and the Titans. I got the Cowboys winning this one. Malik Willis, if he beats the Cowboys, I will die of laughter. But Cowboys should just steamroll over the Titans right here. Next, we got the Sunday game. We don't have any Saturday games, so it's all Sunday. We got the Saints and the Eagles. I mean, come on now. Let's be realistic here. Next we have the Bears and the Lions. This is a strange game. The Lions gave up a lot of yards against the Panthers, but too bad the Bears don't have any real running backs. I still got the Lions winning this game. I feel like they're going to clean up, the really bad taste out of their mouth from the Lions from the Panthers victory. But I got the Lions winning that one. Next, we got the Panthers and the Bucks. This is going to be a close game because I believe whoever wins this is kind of going to go to the playoffs. So it's a huge game. If the Panthers play like they do, they can just take the dub here. And I have confidence that I think that they're going to win. I can't predict the Panthers. Anytime I predict the Panthers, I get it wrong. But this time I do feel like they're going to win this game. So I'm picking the Panthers. Colts and the Giants. I got the Giants winning this one. I just feel like this is a more complete team. Know how to get the ball down the field. Nick Foles, I don't know who's going to be starting for the Colts. Either way, they're not playing good anyway. So, got the Giants on that one. The Jaguars and the Texans. This could be a very close game. But I'm still sliding towards the Jaguars on this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans kind of blow out the Jaguars. Next, we have the Cardinals and the Falcons. I don't know. If the Cardinals are able to go to overtime with the Bucs, Falcons can't beat the Ravens with an injured team. I think I got to pick the Cardinals on this one just due to the fact, the Falcons just really let me down. So, picking the Cardinals. Next we have the Browns and the Commanders. This game is so weird because it's like you don't know who's going to play quarterback, if they're even going to be good. And you kind of know what the Browns are going to give you. I do believe that this is a coin flip. I feel like the Commanders can blow out the Browns, but I feel like the Browns could win a close game. I think I'm going to have to be smart and pick the Deshaun Watson has yet to have his breakout game. I think I'm going to have to go with Browns and Commanders. You would think that the Browns can win this game, right? I think I'm going to have to pick the Browns. But don't be surprised if the Commanders win this game. Very easily can. Dolphins, the Patriots, this is a toss-up because I don't know if Tua's going to play. He got put back in the concussion protocol again. So, if whoever the backup is, the Dolphins aren't going to win. Patriots had 2 back-to-back horrible losses. and for whatever reason the Dolphins are the Patriots' kryptonite. Man, this is a close game. Tough decision. It's basically going to come down to how good the Dolphins defense is going to play. If the Dolphins defense plays good, they win this game. If they don't, Patriots win. Have a little bit more faith in the Dolphins. I feel like they could put up points with or without Tua. But I got to go with the Dolphins. I don't know why I'm picking the Dolphins, because I really want to pick the Patriots, but picking the Dolphins. Sunday we have 4 games. We got the Jets and the Seahawks. I'm picking the Seahawks on that one. Should be a gimme. 49ers and the Raiders. I am picking the 49ers. A more complete team. Like I said, athletes across the board. But I just think they're a better team than the Raiders. We got the Rams and the Chargers next. Looks like that one's going to be a primetime. Battle of LA. It's almost like a trick, because we made Baker Mayfield look really, really good. But is he really, really good? I don't think so. Oh, the Chargers, man. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go in this scenario. I think I'm going to have to go with the Rams. I just think their run game is just going to be a problem for the Chargers. And we have the last 3 o'clock game with the Packers and the Vikings. I got the Vikings, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Aaron Rodgers could very easily beat the Vikings. But I do have the Vikings winning that game. I just feel like they can do it. So we got Sunday night with the Steelers and the Ravens. I truly doubt that Lamar Jackson will be playing for this game, but they might have some news here. Doesn't really look like it, but I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one. Could easily be a Ravens win, though. So it's kind of a coin flip on that one. Next, we got Monday, Bills and the Bengals. This should be a huge game. This is the biggest coin flip. The biggest coin flip. You know what? I don't know. This is such a coin flip, because I can see either team winning or either team blowing the other team out. I think I'm going to have to go with the Bills. I don't know why, because I think Joe Burrow is going to win this game very easily, but I'm picking the Bills anyway. And next we have game of the week. Broncos and the Chiefs. Round 2. We have no coaches, no players. It's going to be like the kids versus teacher at recess, except the teacher has to be nice. Not even going to say their name, bro. Not even going to say it. You can't make me. We all know how that game's going to turn out. Let's be real. But that is everything that happened. Week 16, a lot of upsets, a lot of bad play by a lot of teams. But yeah, the Broncos need to fix whatever is going wrong immediately. They're, like I said, they're starting the offseason right now. So we're gonna see. I'm excited. I'm hurt. But I'm ready. I'm ready for 2023. It looks like this team is going to be fully revamped, and I can't wait to see what it's going to bring. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Pretty quick video, nothing too crazy. Not a lot of action that happened in some of these games, so it did kind of go by pretty slow. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope everyone had a fun weekend. Hope everyone has another fun weekend because, we got New Year's. Me personally, don't really celebrate it too much. To me, it's just kind of a normal day. But I know a lot of people, probably 99% of the world, does celebrate New Year's. So hope everyone has a good New Year's. Eat some good food, maybe pop some fireworks or something. But yeah, just hope everyone has some, goals going into 2023. Let's see what this year brings us. Had a great year of sports. Started this little channel. And yeah, pretty efficient ending of my year, but can't wait for next year. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see y'all next week. And yeah, I'll kind of see I need to see what I'm going to do with the playoffs. Might make some really short videos, but yeah, season's coming to an end. As a Bronco fan, you can't, you've been praying for this. But for the other teams who have actual playoff hopes, it's about to get real. See y'all next week. Deuces.